Ladies and gentlemen, and those in between, I welcome you back to another StarCraft 2 video. My name's Protech, and I am one of the top 10 StarCraft 2 2v2 players in the world. Hey guys, welcome back to another video today. This video is going to be a little different. This is a tournament that I won back in Wings of Liberty, and this was back in 2011. And I never made a video. I never really covered anything about this. I kind of just tell people that it happened, you know. So I wanted to make a dedicated video about the tournament that I played in and the tournament that I won, and like where my Twitch stream really started taking off after this. So we'll just jump right into it. I want to go to season 1 here, and I want to show you guys that we did actually compete in this tournament, and we got knocked out by the Assassins. And I actually don't remember. Let's see, who were the Assassins? Drubian Cats. Okay. Now we got knocked out of the first tournament here, as you can see. Team Power, Tech, Power, and Protech. And the main reason why this happened was because at the time that this was played, we hadn't tweaked our build. We didn't do a lot of preparation, and we basically just got stomped. Now, I do want to make it known that at the time, we played a lot against these guys on the ladder, and we beat them basically every time. But I feel like the only difference between the ladder play and the tournament play was that, first of all, I was pretty nervous because there was a lot of viewers. And second of all, our preparation for this tournament was pretty terrible. So we got knocked out in round 1. But we learned from our lesson, and when they did Season 2, first of all, there were a lot more invites, and there were a lot more people playing, so there were a lot more games being played. And if we go down to the brackets here, where are we? Here we go. You can see that in the first round, we went 2-0 against Techno Vikings, which is Richie and Lila Cannon. I'm sure a lot of you know who those players are. The second round was against Guns and Brooches, which is Minigun and Destiny, which I'm sure a lot of you know who they are. Now, what I will say is that we went 2-1 in this series, but the reason why we went 2-1 instead of 2-0 was because I was nervous, basically. There was a game that we dropped, there was a map that we dropped here, and the meta at this time during that second game, because we won the first game and then we lost the second game, and the meta at that time was that we had to rush and end the game early because my teammate randomed into Zerg and I was picking Zerg, so we had to end the game early, basically. And I was pretty nervous. I had a lot of, micro mistakes, and the game was my fault in its entirety. But in the second game, I played a lot better, and we won pretty easily. The third match that we had to play was against Team FXO. Now, this game was really scary, because if any of you guys follow StarCraft at all, you're going to know Gumiho, and you're going to know Inori. At the time of this tournament, both of these players were GSL Code S, like, round of 8 players. So the fact that we went 2-0 is pretty incredible. To be fair, team games are different than 1v1, obviously, but it doesn't change the fact that, I'm sure that their mind mentality was, we're just better than these players. Like, because look, I mean, they went 2-0 against this team, they went 2-1 against this team, and to get to play against us, they had to go through Supsun, which I believe was the winner of... No, they lost, but that team was the finalist of the previous tournaments, right? Or the previous tournament. And so to get to us, they had to go through that team, and they beat them pretty easily, right? So their confidence level, let's keep in mind that these are GSL Code S players, and they're playing some online 2v2 tournament, right? Their confidence level is pretty high. Our confidence level was not particularly there, and so it was a pretty nerve-wracking series of games, I should say. But somehow we managed to go 2-0 in this match here. And then in the finals, we had to play against Team EG, which, if you follow the StarCraft scene at all, you would know that this is a Titan team. Well, the EG tag is the Titan. The players weren't particularly Titans, but Evil Geniuses was at the time a professional team, and it was Axelav and Strafgrout. Now, I personally have had experience playing against these two players in Warcraft 3. And so when we went into the matches, I told my teammate, I said, look, if their playstyle is anything like their Warcraft 3 playstyle, this is how we have to go about winning this match, right? And so this was really close because, as opposed to like Guns and Brooches and Team FXO, these guys were they have like a really rich history of team games because they played at the top of the ladder in Warcraft 3, right? So the games were really good. They went back and forth, and we ultimately ended up winning. So after all of this, let's see, I'm just looking for Team Wizards. They lost to somebody in here, didn't they? Yeah, okay, so they lost to Zerg Brofesters. I don't actually ever remember looking at this. Who are the Brofesters? Oh, Sheth and Red, okay. So Team Wizards lost to Sheth and Ret, which was very surprising to me because this was the ranked #1 European team on the ladder at the time, and I play against them all the time. So it was very surprising. So they dropped down into the loser bracket, and they had to go all the way to the end here to fight Team EG, and they beat them 3-0. So when we saw this 3-0 result, we were kind of worried because, the games that we had against them was pretty rough, right? Well, I mean, to be fair, like, we were playing Zerg Random, so I think in a couple of these games, and by the way, all of the VODs are available on YouTube. You can go watch literally every single one of these games if you want. But in our games, we had some pretty bad race compositions for the meta at the time, and that's what happened. But in this game, like these series of games down here, Wizards versus EG, it was a TZ versus TZ. We were playing Z Random, and we got the short end of the stick in some matches here. So, like, at the time, TZ was the best, and you could only make random Zerg work if you randomed into, like, P or T. And I think in both of the games that we lost in this series, I think we got Zerg. I can't really remember. I know the VODs are on YouTube, so you can go check that out if you want. So anyway, the point I was making is that this was really scary for us because, we had a hard time, and they just wiped the floor with them, right? So we were pretty worried about that. So we had to face them in the finals. Now, the interesting thing about the format that they were doing with this tournament was that because we didn't drop a series in our winners bracket, even if we had lost the first best of 5, we would have had a second chance because they came from the losers bracket, right? So we knew that we weren't going to win. We knew that we weren't going to lose 2 best of 5s, and even if we lost the first set, we still had another set to go through, right? So we were able to eke out the victory here in a really close 3-2, just because we had that cushion and we could do weird shit, like strategies that they probably never even ran into on the ladder, right? So I just wanted to make this video because, I won this tournament, and then I never really talked about it. I never really said anything about it. It was a lot of fun to play in, and this is like a really memorable moment for me because this tournament was basically where my Twitch stream took off, right? And the reason for that was because let's see. So this guy right here, Destiny, he's not like a super famous Twitch streamer, but he's one of the higher end streamers on Twitch. And at the time, he was the most popular StarCraft 2 streamer on Twitch TV. And so when we had to play our games against him, the stream peaked out at it was just something ridiculous, like 12,000 viewers or something crazy. And see, the thing is back in these days, because I was a full-time streamer during this tournament too, by the way. But back in these days, back in 2011, I mean, it was much different. Like, having 12,000 viewers on a fucking video game stream was just insane. So it was a pretty nerve-wracking tournament, but we managed to pull out the victory. And so I know it's 7 years later, but I definitely wanted to make a video about this, and we won 750 split between two. So I mean, it wasn't particularly a lot of money, but more than anything, sure, the money was good, but I gained a lot of exposure on my Twitch stream, and that was kind of where it all began for me. So thank you guys for taking the time out of your day to watch this video, and I will see you with the next one. Peace out. Thank you very much for checking out my video today. If you like my videos, smash that like button, comment with what you want to see next, subscribe to see more, and be sure to follow all of my social media links in the description below. You can also donate by clicking the bubble at the bottom left of the screen, and this of course allows me to continue producing this content on a full-time basis. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you with the next video.